Hi there, my name is Rebecca. I currently live in Nashville, Tennessee with my husband, and we are pregnant with our first child. I've been in Nashville now for 4 years, but I was born and raised in Puyallup, Washington, which is a suburb/farming community about 45 minutes south of Seattle. Naturally, then most of my worldview has been shaped from growing up in the Pacific Northwest. That being said, I was raised in a very strict Christian household. One mom, one dad, there's 8 kids. I'm the oldest, I have a twin brother. So at the same time, my worldview had this dichotomy of being born and raised in a socially left environment, but living in a household that was right-winged environment. That being said, I spent a number of years in college as an agnostic. My experiences with religion and just people, in my church and just my faith in general, it all came crashing down. It's one of those things where you have to figure out for yourself what you believe and not just believe what you're taught without thinking critically about it. So I spent quite a few years trying to figure out what I believed, what I thought about, a higher being in the universe, if there even was one, how I felt about organized religion, just all those sorts of things that we all have questions about at some point in our life. And eventually I did come back to, so to speak, to the Christian faith, albeit with a few tweaks. I don't adhere to everything that I was raised with, but as far as the basic tenets of Christianity go, I do adhere to those. As far as being a candidate for middle ground, I think I would make a great candidate. I believe in thinking, actually thinking. We don't take time for that as a society anymore. Thousands of years, even hundreds of years ago, we had people who were known for being thinkers, and they would get together with other people and they would discuss their views, and it wasn't for the sake of trying to convert anyone or to prove anyone wrong. It was just for the sake of having a discussion about different viewpoints. And we've really lost that in our society at so many levels. We've lost it on the neighborly level, we've lost it in the universities, we've just lost the art of having a conversation to understand and not to try to be right. So I love that kind of critical thinking, thinking that is logical, that takes you from point A to point B, and you didn't get, to 15 other points to get there. You just went straight from that line to that other, straight from that point to that point, and you just walked in that straight line. I think that's an important aspect of conversation that we've also lost. So that would make me a great candidate for middle ground. The second reason I believe I would be a great candidate for middle ground is I am deeply convicted about my beliefs. Since I spent that time really mulling over what was true, what was real, you'd be hard pressed to try to convert me religiously. But as far as issues politically and socially go, I'm open to growing and learning in those because, of course, no one knows everything. So while I would hold true to the core of who I am, I'm trying to be very open and respectful and compassionate and just kind in general to those who don't hold viewpoints that I do. And my desire truly is to learn from other people. The last reason I believe I would be a great candidate for middle ground is I've watched every single episode. And I've really learned something from all of them. I believe that, I have watched people who have perhaps wasted time laboring a point that wasn't part of the prompt. They kind of went off on a rabbit trail, and that didn't really bode well for the discussion. It also didn't bode well for the side they were representing. I'm a really big advocate that if you are going to publicly say that you believe something or publicly put yourself with a certain group, that you need to represent them the best that you can because you're the voice for them. So if I were to go on middle ground, I wouldn't come in making outrageous claims that I couldn't support. I wouldn't come in saying, I have this Christian background and this is what Christians think, but then be kind of a lunatic about it. I wouldn't come in saying that I'm conservatively or politically more conservative and then, make some, again, outrageous claims. I think you really should represent well the side that you are on, and that you claim, because you're not just speaking for yourself, you ultimately end up speaking for a larger group of people. Yes. So, all that being said, again, I love Middle Ground. I appreciate everything that you guys do. I think it's so important to have open discussion, open dialogue, and I would love to be a part of that discussion, because I think that I have a lot to offer to the topics. So either way, though, I look forward to hearing from you all, and I hope that I've done my best to answer any potential questions that you may have had about myself.